Hey everyone, I'm glad you're watching this today. I really want to talk to you about manifesting. What is manifesting? It is causing that which is deposited within your spiritual being to be demonstrated in the earth reality, in the natural realm. It's about communicating from the spirit to the natural. It's about going from the psychological realm, in the mental realm, and the spiritual realm, and causing that to move into your experience of natural life. I believe that each of us come to the earth with inherent gifts and divine qualities and desires that are deposited there so that we might stir up the treasure that is within us and then manifest and demonstrate beauty and life in the world. Oftentimes in our journeys, when we are manifesting, there's a process of waiting. And sometimes it's very easy to slip into discouragement when you're in a waiting season. But waiting is a part of the process. Can you say that? Waiting is a part of the process. But the question is, what are you doing in your waiting season? Because in our waiting seasons, that is the time to cultivate within yourself the picture and the reality and the profundity and the profuse glory and joy of being, doing, and having the good which you desired to be, to do, and to have. That is the time where you cultivate and visualize the reality of you being, doing, and having what Spirit and God has placed within you as yours. It is the time to get full of the feeling of enjoying that which you desire to bring forth. It's not the time to wonder, well, what's happening and what's going on. That's natural, but it's the time to transition past the natural and into what is in the spiritual so that you can understand that you're a spiritual being and you're not limited to the confines of natural perception. Did you hear me? You're a spiritual being. You're not limited to the confines of natural perception. So in your waiting moments, it's the time to cultivate within your consciousness the reality of you being, doing, and having the good which you desired to be, to do, and to have. And seeing it as a fulfilled state. And entering it in imagination and enjoying what it would be like and what it feels like and what it looks like and who you're talking to and who you're sharing it with and what experiences you're encountering and what events come across your path that fill you with joy and vigor and zest and zeal. And all of these things are stirring in you while you're waiting. That's how you wait with expectation. It's important to wait with expectation because waiting with expectation is a hope that is fulfilled, is a hope that is poured into by divine spirit substance and sees a glorious end result. And so see for yourself a glorious end result. I see for you a glorious end result. But watch this. It's reserved for those who endure to the end. You've got to endure through it. You've got to press. What did the Apostle Paul declare? The Apostle Paul declared, I count not myself to have apprehended. In other words, I don't think I've arrived. But this one thing I do, forgetting everything that lies behind, I press. I press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling of God, which is in Christ Jesus. You've got to press toward a mark. What's your mark? Do you have a mark? Can you see yourself being, doing, and having the good which you desire to be, to do, and to have? That's the mark. It's the mark of the prize, which is in Christ. And Christ is the fulfillment of your highest ideal. That's what these things mean. That's what these things represent. And so we've got to be sure that we are cultivating the essence and the truest nature of who we are. That's how we cultivate our ideals, cultivate that which we desire to bring forth into reality. It's a process. And sometimes we experience setbacks, sometimes we experience challenges, but it's a part of the journey. It's a part of the process. I believe that we all come to the earth with divine treasure. We all come with a special something that we're here to release, that we're here to leave the world a better place than when we came. And it's the Spirit of God that enables us to tap into that divine treasure on the inside of us so that we can be sure to release our good in the world. And so manifesting is about delving into your subconscious depths and your spiritual reality that's within you and pulling out the divine treasure there to manifest on the earth. Well, what does that look like? Well, some of us are gifted in so many different ways. And what it looks like is you not leaving the earth without demonstrating and expressing that which is within you that can bless somebody else. See, we have to believe that we each have a divine something, that we each have something special to share. And when you first believe that you have something special to share, that will move you to a space, move you to a state where you won't allow yourself to die without expressing the beauty that you are. And sometimes people don't even know what it is that they're called to do or what they're supposed to do. Well, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, how about looking right in front of you? What's in your immediate environment that you can be a solution to. Sometimes it's just as simple as the things that you're passionate about, or things that pique your interest, what angers you, what excites you, what makes you full of life and love. And sometimes it's as simple as doing what's right in front of you, what comes naturally to you. And so these things that come naturally to us, the things that are deeply deposited within us, are signposts from Spirit to show us what we're supposed to do on the earth. If you're ever unsure of what your calling is or what you're sensing a divine purpose for, it's important to know that God also gives you the power of choice. You can choose to invest your life and your mind into something that not only enhances your life, but causes someone else's world to be a little brighter. And that's what we have to think about. Not necessarily always, what can I get, but what can I give? I think that's a question that we have to ask ourselves. And that contributes to our happiness. Our happiness is affected by our sense of purpose and our sense of sowing ourselves into life around us and making life a better place, making the world a better space in which to live. And so that's something that we've got to be mindful of. How are we depositing our gifts and our treasures in the earth? In Luke 6:38, Jesus declares, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall it be given back to you." But there's so many forms and avenues through which we can give. One of the primordial ways in which we are giving is through our thought and feeling nature. Our thought and feeling nature are seeds that are deposited into the ground of our subconscious depths. And through that energy, we are creating more of what we desire or more of what we don't desire. The energy substance of our thoughts and our feelings affect not only ourselves, but it also affects the environment in which we find ourselves. The environments in which we find ourselves are impacted and affected by our internal thoughts and our internal beliefs. So the question becomes, how can I guide my thoughts and my beliefs and my feelings in a way that will engender more good? Listen, I hope if any of this has been a blessing for you, that you would subscribe to this YouTube page. Click the subscribe button so that you can stay in contact and receive all of the latest material. I also invite you to go to jasonpowell.faith and give me your name and your email. If you already have, thank you. And for those of you who would like to be a part of this in an ongoing way, you may. I would love to stay connected with you. I hope you've been blessed by this today. Bye-bye.